the 911 call. I couldn't even.
Sentencing. So we did not hear from Kohlberger himself, who only offered 3 words when asked to speak. I respectfully declined. So in a moment, a conversation with our legal panel. But first, the latest from the courtroom today. Fox News correspondent Dan Springer standing outside the courthouse. Dan, we waited for this day. We expected this day. Any surprises?
Yeah, well, Brian, I was surprised it didn't last that long, only 2.5 hours. And as you mentioned, Brian Kohlberger was given the opportunity to speak. He chose not to. That didn't really surprise me. He also showed absolutely no remorse. And again, no surprise, Judge Stephen Hitler gave Kohlberger the exact same sentence as was agreed to in the plea deal: 4 consecutive life sentences, no chance for parole. As you mentioned, 3 of the 4 victims' families showed up for the hearing. They gave emotional statements about the young people Kohlberger took from them. And Kohlberger watched them with a blank, empty stare on his face. And it never changed, even as he listened to a tearful Dylan Mortensen, one of the 2 surviving roommates, and the only one to see Kohlberger in that house that night.
He chose destruction. He chose evil. He feels nothing. He tried to take everything from me. My friends, my safety, my identity, my future. He took their lives, but I will continue trying to be like them, to make them proud. Living is how I honor them.
Kohlberger's mother and one of his two older sisters were seen in court, but they did not speak. Now, some of the victim family members mocked Kohlberger and his criminology master's degree and the notion that he may have thought he committed the perfect crime.
Police officers tell us within minutes they had your DNA, like a calling card. You were that careless, that foolish, that stupid. Master degree, you're a joke. Complete joke.
Kohlberger is now in custody of the Idaho Corrections
Oh, where is he
Department.
shooting?
We
Where's
believe
it?
that he'll be sent to Kuno, which is where they have their maximum security prison. I was also told by the Corrections Department that
Bro, what is he doing?
off of his notoriety has to go to the victims by law here in Idaho. Brian?
Dan Springer, thanks so much. Meanwhile, my next guest was inside the courtroom today. Attorney
Bro, what is he doing?
LAPD Inspector Paul Morrow.
What is he doing, bro?
But not a quadruple murder. What stood out for you? Well, it was a very wide range of reactions today during the victim impact statements as the film that you just showed captured. You had people who, in some instances, almost tried to form a connection with Brian Kohlberger to try to elicit an answer saying that they forgave him and that if he ever wanted to talk, that that person would be there for him. And yet at the same time, a couple of minutes later, you would have
Why is he on this side?
who very clearly had a different motif, and they want
Oh.
Kohlberger to suffer the way they're suffering. They went at him, they put in his mind that his life going forward is going to be no picnic and that he's going to be looking over his shoulder in prison. Very clearly, they wanted him thinking that he didn't gain anything.
Give me that dragon pad, bro.
Here, and the remainder of his days on this earth are going to be very punishing. You spent your career in law enforcement, got your law degree. When you look at a courtroom like that, you observe,
Give me that.
you probably look at different things than the average person without your training. What are your observations about the killer and about the families? Well,
Bro, you know, bro.
I've seen my share of bad guys interview terrorists.
You know.
Characters.
Come on.
I don't think I've ever seen somebody who was so blatantly dead from.
You know, bro.
I mean, there's just no reaction, and he's never had a reaction. If you notice throughout any of the court appearances, he's just been completely blasé, and it doesn't seem possible to get any kind of a rise out of him, no matter what the court or the lawyers do. And when you consider the fact that the murder itself seems to have had no distinct motive. Usually, you can come to some understanding with all of these legal minds, all of these investigators involved. You can come up with some theory that holds water. That
Yeah,
everybody
dude, this
can
guy
agree,
does
and
not
this
know.
is probably what happened. This one, he's a complete cipher. It's like the man is a robot. And you can
Yes,
just
he
see,
is,
as I
bro.
said last hour, this is a person who's just dead in his soul.
In
Does
what
not
way?
deserve to be part of rational, civilized society. And good riddance to him. Paul Morrow, thanks so much. Appreciate it. Meanwhile, I want to bring in our legal panel to further analyze who this guy is and where the family's going from here. Criminal defense attorney Mark Heiderarch is with us, and former FBI Special Agent Nicole Parker. Nicole, I said to you before we started,
No, that my.
who's going to the mind of this killer? And he's just psycho. There's no emotion.
There was nothing going through his mind. Literally, they say that your eyes are the window to your soul. And you just saw this look. You look at him, he is completely
My room.
dead eyes. And that is something
You
as an FBI agent
traded
who
it.
saw this. And we would literally call it dead eyes. People that kill others and that hurt children, they have dead eyes. They have no
Yeah,
soul.
for no
But I
reason.
have to say that these victim impact statements were so powerful, Brian. Again, I looked through the Parkland school shooting, and I understand the grieving of these families. And for them to have the courage to get up there and to say what they need to say to him, this is their last chance. This is their only chance to do that. There was no trial. They didn't have a chance to testify. They didn't have a chance to give
Oh.
evidence. This was their one moment to say, this is what I think about you. And again, everyone.
Oh, what is this?
Some people are angry, and that's completely understandable and respectable. Some people have compassion, and they feel bad. I don't care. You have the right to respond in whatever way you want as a victim and as a family member, and this was their one moment to speak their piece.
Mark, you've defended killers. So you understand what it's like to actually
What?
have them shoulder to shoulder with you.
Yeah.
What was it like? Does this remind you of anything?
Oh, it sure does. I really last year I had a case like this finally end. I looked for 4 to 5 years with my client to look for some type of remorse. He had been
heinous crime, probably arguably at the same level or worse than this guy. He's a psychopath. This guy, my client, they don't think the way you and I do. So all those people who are demanding to hear from him, let's play that out for a second. Number one, anything that flows from this animal's lips cannot be believed. Secondly, let's say he says, all right, I'm sorry. Nobody's going to believe that. He's not sorry. If he was out again, he'd do it again. Third, if he was being truthful, he'd look at the camera and say, I'm not like all of
He
you.
went
I
in
have
my.
some type of defect where I enjoy slaughtering innocent young people. That's the only truth. How does that help anyone?
See, the crazy thing is, this guy's got a degree, a master's degree, going for a PhD. Somebody could have been looking at that guy walking by him in a mall, on campus, and not picked up any of this. How rare is it to have this type of education and this type of psychological defect?
He actually applied for an internship at Washington State University, and the police chief, the former police chief, talked about it. He actually did a Zoom interview with him, several months before this happened. He didn't detect it, and again, these people are sick. He was highly trained through his PhD in criminology, but again, there are people walking amongst us every single day, and there are people in this world.
I will tell you, because of his mental state, because of his life, a death sentence would not have necessarily been guaranteed. It takes one juror in Idaho. They need 12 to nothing to get the death penalty. So the prosecutors were taking some criticism from a lot of people. I don't think it's warranted. There's no guarantee that a conviction would have happened. There's no guarantee that death would have happened. And for sure, there would be no legal closure because there would have been appeals for decades.
True, or we would have found out more information about a possible motivation, about what went
It
on.
might not have come out. I don't think it would have come out.
All right, guys, thanks so much. Appreciate it. Meanwhile, 12 minutes after the hour, breaking news. This just hours ago, federal judges have ordered Kilmore Albrego Garcia, the Maryland man, be released on bail while awaiting trial on human smuggling charges and is returned to his home in Maryland. The latest details next.
Lord knows, you want your first cookout to leave a good first impression. And with convenient same-day delivery, we'll help you make sure everything turns out awesome. Knows, happy summer.
Like a relentless weed, moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms can keep coming back. Break away to what's possible with Tremfya, with rapid remission in 12 weeks, and less bowel movements and abdominal pain at 4 weeks. Most patients achieve remission at 1 year, and some patients saw visible healing of the intestinal lining. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today.
The FBI calls it house stealing, the latest scam where a cyber thief transfers the title of your home under your name and steals your hard-earned equity.
It's roughly 60 to 90 days for that person to even figure out that they're victims. You start getting foreclosure notices, and you realize you've got 4 mortgage write-ups that you didn't even know existed.
Unfortunately, it's on you to protect yourself. You might already be a victim. Check your title status now at HomeTitleLock.com. There are many ways to do things. At Old Dominion Freight Line, we do them this way. This way has people who start early, people who care and inspire each other to do things the way they should be done. This way uses technology and goes the extra mile. Deliver your promises on time, every time. This way is why we're the #1 national LTL carrier for quality. For us, this way is the right way, which is why it's the only that we build.
Vehicle breakdowns are costly. They start
Making some really weird noises.
If your check engine light comes on tomorrow, the repair could easily cost thousands.
Here's that transmission. It's an exhaust.
But with Endurance, you can never pay out of pocket for a costly repair again.
They covered a $14,000 head repair.
Got a brand new transmission, and you never saw the repair bill.
All major parts are covered.
If I didn't have Endurance, I would have paid over $7,000 out of pocket to repair my vehicle.
Something is going to break down.
make Endurance pay for it.
Who's gonna pay for your next car repair? You or Endurance?
Call right now to get $300 off any plan, plus a full year of our top 10 $2,000 value free. And all Endurance plans come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Call 1-855-549-6520 for a free quote.
With the price of just about everything going up, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. And then you get 30, 30, then you get 30, then you get 20, 20, 20, then you get 20, 20, then you get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month. So, Unlimited Premium Wireless.
Let's check this tongue for steroids.
Mint Mobile Premium Wireless. 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, and not so.
They tried to steal the election.
Deputies oppose the accusations about Obama's involvement in the origins of the Russia probe. Tonight on the England Report.
Hi, I'm Tolga. This is Oscar. I'm competing with Dustin for a while. I'm playing this country. Just smelled so good. Like I did. What's the movie stuff? We tried it. Basically, the end was
I'll put a video on my channel. Okay. In the back. It was, bro, what?
Update in the case of the Maryland man, Garcia. He's the illegal migrant sent to the maximum security prison in El Salvador for a while, and later returned to the U.S. to face human trafficking charges. He pleaded not guilty. Today, a federal judge in Tennessee ordered the release of Garcia from custody while he awaits trial. Now, a separate judge in Maryland ruled shortly after that immigration authorities, ICE, must allow him to return to Maryland, blocking the Trump administration from detaining him upon his release from criminal custody in Tennessee. So they can't pick him up. That same judge ruling ICE must also provide 72 hours notice before deporting him to another country. Joining me now is former acting DHS Deputy Secretary Ken Cuccinelli. Ken, shocked he's out?
I am shocked he's out. I mean, this isn't just about the human trafficking charges where he was caught more or less dead to rights, but the full context of this guy's rap sheet isn't somebody you would let out easily. I mean, you're supposed to judge a flight risk. I can hardly think of a more likely flight risk, and yet this judge lets him walk. And of course, within minutes, the Maryland judge, Obama appointee, puts an immigration order in place to try to block ICE from doing their job. This is essentially using a criminal proceeding to block immigration enforcement, and there's nothing in the law that allows that. The federal government can do both of those things at the same time. I mean, they can criminally prosecute him and they can process him or remove him on an immigration basis at the same time. But these judges are trying to get
he blocked me.
Just keep in mind, he was originally sent to El Salvador.
Yeah, he just blocked me.
Got here illegally.
Oh, look. I don't care. I don't even play this game anymore.
By the way, has since been scooped up in El Salvador, no longer a threat to that country. Now it's one of the safest in the region. And Garcia is a despicable guy. I mean, domestic abuse. He's been accused of unlawful transportation of undocumented aliens. Remember the video that we saw in 2022 of a van full of people He's got $1,400 worth of cash. Then we have 2 witnesses by the government saying he's part of the human smuggling operation, but that wasn't good enough for this Obama judge.
And that was under the Biden administration. So, you know, this is not like it was a Trump administration story. That all happened under the Biden administration. And this guy isn't a Maryland man. He's
I just saw something insulting. What did you see?
This country and doesn't belong here. I will say this: in light of recent Supreme Court rulings, the only thing I think that is correct in the Maryland judge's ruling is the notion that under the Supreme Court ruling, this guy would have to be given 72 hours notice before being removed from the country. But the judge is trying to block him from being removed from the country at all, and there's no authority on the judge's part, in my view, to do that.
Is there a chance that ISIS is going to just pick him up anyway?
Yes. So, we got a Maryland judge. The jurisdiction of the Maryland judge is, well, Maryland. And Garcia is being held or released in Tennessee. He's got to get from Tennessee to Maryland, and he's not going to go through this judge's jurisdiction to get there. So if I were ICE, I'd be waiting to pick him up in Tennessee. I wouldn't wait for him to get to Maryland.
It's not that disturbing.
If I intended to remove him, and then I'd comply with the Supreme Court notice provision for removal, and then I'd remove him, and this story would be over.
Yeah, and basically you also think this might be a situation where he figures it out, and maybe he is one of the million that chooses to self-deport.
If you just look up, if you just do that,
well, which is part of the reason
I think I'm
Tennessee judge is in a little bit of a ludicrous position in terms of the release terms that this guy can walk. But one of the places he can walk is right out of the country.
It doesn't even pop up anything. Oh no, my video's going to get, this live stream's going to get taken down as kids. Crap.
Including our criminal process.
Kenny was picked up hanging out with gang members. The judge who first had heard his case thought he was a gang member. Then he beats his girlfriend/wife twice, accused of that. And then he's with human trafficking. What more does a person have to do to get kicked out of this country?
I can't look that up, but when you search up that, this little kids popped up. And if you show a kid on YouTube, there's videos that the YouTube just takes it down, like for some reason.
By the way, what he wants to do already failed in Kansas.
Hey, Ninja Flips, I know you play Girl Garden, so basically, you probably know the story. I was asked, Ninja, bro, he took my moon melon, that happened like almost a month ago. He took my dragon, he took my, my giant moon melon, and he traded it for a dragonfly, and I'm asking them to give him that, but no, he won't give me it back, because he said, you must give me some pets, and I'm like, no bro, no, like, no, I'm not giving you anything, since you took it from I was in my private zone, I was just chilling, bro, so yeah. So, I really don't play Girl Garden anymore, so I really don't care anymore. And he unfriended me, so yeah. He's not gonna be affiliated with my channel anymore, so yeah. Yeah, to be honest, he's one of my worst fans ever. If he comes back to my live here, I'm just blocking him. I'm just blocking him, like, but he's not gonna be affiliated with my channel ever again. Cause he's one of my worst fans ever. Or do you even call him a fan? Cause he was so nice at first. He took it for fun. He took it for fun. I mean, that makes no sense. He took it for fun. I mean, yeah. Trust me, that thing will probably be worth $1 billion. No, really. Look, since you gave me something that's, but should I give you back? I don't play Girl Garden anymore, so it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense why I still have it. Do you want it back, though? I can give you back.
New entry door, and we're going to give you an amazing opportunity. You ready? Pay nothing, and I mean zero zilch nada for 18 months.
I want to say fan, yeah, same, bro.
I'm talking about no money down, no monthly payments, and no interest until January of 2027. We don't know when we'll be able to offer this special.
No, you don't want it back?
So get in this way.
Oh, wait, $5? I can't hear you. Wait, I will be joined.
It just makes sense.
$5 to do?
Why choose renewal by Anderson in the first place? Well, we use
$5.
exclusive window frame material. It's called Fibrex. It never needs painting. It's twice as strong as vinyl.
Hello?
And it was
Hello?
designed to handle extreme temperature
Keep it.
swings while repelling moisture in the
Alright.
elements. Speaking of the elements, summer brings warm weather, and warm weather brings bugs. Lots of them. Beat it, bugs. Not on our watch.
I was chatting to him on Roblox, and you can see his username. You can expose him if you want to. I want to expose him, to be honest.
Windows, patio doors, or
Right.
front entry door, and there's no
I have his username and everything. I'm wondering if he blocked me.
January of
Or did unfriend me.
Get them now and pay down the line. And how about this? Anderson products will increase your home's value by 50%.
How about I just block
It's
him?
true. Get out your phone, plug in your home's value, and multiply
Oh.
it by 0.15. That number could pay for your new windows. Now that's what I'm talking
You
about.
might.
Book a free window and door inspection with us, and make sure to call before July 31st to lock in our special financing. 1-800-704-4200.
You should expose him. To the internet. Oh, okay. I have his username right here. I'm gonna say in chat. Real quick.
Pairs of progressives and an eye exam starting at just $159.95 at America's Best.
A vacation starts with how you get there. A buy-it, experience.
This is Roblox username. He spelled Ethan. Is this how you say Ethan?
Like in your itinerary, search from
Damn it.
1,000 planes. Hey, and you're on your way. Nothing better.
This is his Roblox username.
A great vacation always starts with your flight experience.
That's his Roblox username. Wait, I might link something here.
What could you do with your Ask your doctor about Midgard Vacation. Now
Is there any way? Is there any way I can see his chat logs on YouTube?
What? But things changed. Hunter Biden is now walking back those comments, telling ABC's Jonathan Carl, quote,
Is there any way I can see it?
I have no idea whether or not he used Ambien while traveling through multiple time zones in the weeks leading up to the debate. My point was, and there is a point, I guess, that his debate performance was completely out of character then and now. Good luck with this guy.
Because I remember one live stream.
Socialist New York City mayoral candidate.
I think it was a July 2nd live stream. I don't know what July 2nd is.
Just months ago,
When was it? I think this is it. Yeah, July 2nd. There.
One grocery store in each borough. These are 5 grocery stores that would cost $60 million and a city budget of more than $113 billion. But ultimately, the reason that we are so excited by them is we've seen that they've worked in Kansas.
News stop tingling. The $17 million Kansas City, Missouri government-owned grocery store called KC Fresh, meant to help provide low-income neighborhoods, tells another story. The Washington Post reporting, quote, KC Sun Fresh lost $885,000 last year.
Wait.
4,000 shoppers a week. That's down from 14,000 shoppers a year ago. Despite a recent $750,000
Wait, what if I just search it as
infusion from the city, the show.
Something pops up. Alright.
The issue is riddled with crime. Who would have thought? Here's the
Wait.
police
Police data shows assaults, robberies, shoplifting.
What is this channel? Oh, he blocked me? I think he blocked me.
Cases have nearly tripled. So, why does Montgomery think this will work here? If it doesn't work in Kansas City,
oh crap, he did block me.
Make sense of it? He probably can't. Is City University of New York professor,
this is him.
Professor Law Jeffrey Lax. Jeff, are you surprised? Number one, he won the nomination, and number two, this is one of the ideas.
This is him, y'all. You can expose him.
We talked about this on the radio show a while back. It's stunning and it's very upsetting.
This is him, y'all. He's playing a game right now.
Yeah, none of us really did. But obviously the bullshit story is beyond. I mean, it's communism. I don't know what else to say.
Let me go here.
Communist ideology. I grew up my entire life hearing about those kinds of grocery stores. I remember it is entrenched in my brain how my mother had to pick what she wanted to get. Like, they had certain vegetables on certain days. They had strawberries 2 weeks during the year in communist Romania when my mom grew up.
Well,
of course it doesn't work in
on response.
Kansas. And by the way, Chicago, same thing. Brad Johnson, the mayor of Chicago, also government-owned grocery stores. Guess what? The Chicago Tribune wrote an op-ed telling New York, an op-ed to New Yorkers saying, do not vote this guy in. He's even more extreme.
I can't find this. I can't find this.
Financial situation in Chicago has never been worse, and Brad Johnson
I think it was a PC live stream.
lowest approval rating of any politician in the history of America. Mayor of Chicago.
And he has earned it. Absolutely. So if this guy wins, he's talking about who's going to put his school chancellor. Mondani has an idea. It looks like Jamal Bowman, the failed congressman who's now lost 2 or 3 times to Lawler. He won once, and he's famed for know to pull the fire now. But he is a former grammar school principal. What kind of job would he do?
This is a guy who was denied that women were raped on October 7th in Israel because they were Israelis. That's all you have to know, but that's not all you need to know about it. There are other things you need to know about.
I don't think I can find him.
Now is a disaster. The UFT, which is, they put out that statement, the NEA, I'm sorry. The UFT is
because I remember it was July 2nd. I remember I messaged him. I said, like a couple of days after he stole my food, he came in my live stream chat and said he took, it was on July 2nd.
So I got to bring you to Columbia University in talks now to try to save $400 million in their funding for the federal government with the Trump administration. Dr. Kareem is one of the first to be picked up. The 32-year-old graduate student from
I actually can't find it. It's actually so weird. I think he blocked himself.
Israel leading the protest at Columbia was detained in a ICE facility and now is out to speak out and now talks about how he views Hamas, a group he was accused of supporting. Let's listen together as he denies his relationship or his homage to Hamas. Listen.
At this point, I might end this live stream,
Do you specifically condemn Hamas, a designated terrorist organization?
Oh, wait, $5 today? Wait, $5 today? Okay, so...
I condemn the killing of all civilians.
$5.
But what I don't want to get into is
I am talking.
With condemning all civilians. I'm very straight in my position in that point. But it's disingenuous to ask about condemning Hamas while Palestinians are the ones being starved now by Israel.
He was doing it at Columbia. He was for Hamas. Didn't he just say that?
I want to put a fine point on the way he said what he said. He said he condemns, not Hamas, he condemns the killing of civilians. He does not consider Israelis civilians because every Israeli is required to serve in the IDF. That's why he said that. And I want to say something else. He comes to D.C. and he meets with, 7 Democratic politicians?
Bernie Sanders, Tlaib, Omar Presser, the governor, Troy Carter, Summerlin.
Right, and what is he telling them? He's scorching Israel, scorching Jews, affecting. So Marco Rubio has every. And then he goes to CNN, right? And he does this. Then he gets detained. So what is he doing? He's impacting American policy.
Witkoff was just sent abroad to negotiate a ceasefire and a hostage release deal with Israel and the Palestinians, and this guy is speaking against it one day before. Rubin was fully within his rights to say, hey, no more green card.
He clearly lied on his student application, and he clearly lied when he was applying for his green card. It's a matter of time before I think he's scooped up again. Jeff Wax, thanks so much. I hope anyway. Meanwhile, coming up straight ahead on this show, D&I, Tulsi Gabbard releasing brand new intelligence on the alleged Russia collusion hoax narrative manufactured by the Obama administration. We break down the most stunning details that happened just an hour ago. Investigative journalist Matt Taibbi joins me with his incident analysis next.
Tired of struggling with impossible messes in your tub and shower? Some cleaning sprays can be ineffective. Switch to Mr. Clean Foaming Bath Magic Eraser. Simply add water to effortlessly cut through 100% of soap, scum, and grime. And use Mr. Clean Extra Durable throughout your home. In the kitchen for burnt on food, and on walls to remove scuffs and marks. It even erases 3 times more permanent marker per swipe. Switch to Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. Brand power helping you buy better.
Today's kids are glued to their devices. They've traded FaceTime for FaceTime, and something's off. They're living in an online world that we parents can't see into. Aura gives us visibility into that online world, and works like an early warning system to tell us if something seems, well, off. Finally, the tool we need. Learn more at aura.com.
You can get this fixed now and pay later. You can get this fixed now and pay later. And this. Get it fixed now and pay later in 4 interest-free payments at SafeLight.com.
SafeLight Repair, SafeLight Replace.
I want to change people's lives. I didn't know that it was through Balance of Nature that I wanted to do it. While my dad was developing it, I witnessed as a child his love for individuals and how Balance of Nature was changing people's lives. And you can see that in how he built the company originally. He was just simply trying to solve a problem. I bought the company when I was 21 years old. It didn't take a lot before Balance of Nature really started to grow. My love of Balance of Nature is the employees here and the people that were affecting through the product that my dad developed. Balance of Nature needs to be in every single household. I don't want Balance of Nature to be something that you just put in your cabinet, but it's actually something that's part of the culture of your life. We are a product for the everyday man, and we're made to be in every home, part of every life. Balance of Nature is for everyone.
We ran a promotion cutting the price of Mint Unlimited, and it was so popular.
Otter, can you hear me?
Yes.
As good as the original, maybe better.
I want to show you something.
It's exactly the same.
You know that article?
Talk about climate change or the economy or, of course, elections.
Oh! The what?
But of course you can.
Know the inside color?
Okay, I need to lock in.
Yeah, look. Now look. You go through this wall.
Party and the party's radical Marxists, they are poised to take over. We'll break it down.
Crap!
Right here.
There it is.
This makes me want to have a Twinkie. Oh, got wasted!
That was a clutch! You know how I don't know how I did not die! I saw someone, so I stayed in one area, so they walked past, get the gun, shoot them. But they knew I was gonna do that, but I still got the win. And on mobile.
Ricky Robert,
Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard exposing the deep state, declassifying the 2020 House Intel report on the Russian collusion hoax, and says the Obama administration tried to undermine Trump and the voters in 2016.
There is irrefutable evidence that details how President Obama and his national security team directed the creation of an intelligence community assessment that they knew was false. They manufactured findings from shady sources. They suppressed evidence and credible intelligence that disproved their false claims. They disobeyed traditional tradecraft intelligence community standards and withheld the truth from the American people. In doing so, they conspired to subvert the will of the American people who elected Donald Trump in that election in November of 2016. They worked with their partners in the media to promote this lie, ultimately to undermine the legitimacy of
So here are the three biggest takeaways from today's presser and the release. First, President Obama and top members of his administration claim Vladimir Putin and the Russian government helped Trump win the 2016 election.
The intelligence that I've seen
I know your
gives
real
me
name,
great confidence
Otter.
in their assessment that the Russians carried out this act. I want to make sure is that I give the intelligence community the chance to gather all the information, but I'd make a larger point, which is not much happens in Russia without Vladimir Putin. We have said, and I will confirm that this happened at the highest levels of the Russian government.
Great. The CIA analyst told then Director John Brennan, quote, "We don't have direct information that Vladimir Putin wanted to get Trump elected." The president had something different to say there. Then there's the claim the Steele dossier was not used as a source in the 2017 Obama Intel Community Assessment.
I have heard just snippets about it. I did not know what was in there. I did not see it until later in that year. I think it was in December. But I was unaware of the provenance of it, as well as
Otter, I
and it did
might
not
have
play
to
any
go
role
soon to
whatsoever
school.
in the intelligence community assessment that was done, that was presented to then President Obama and then President-elect Trump.
Well, he did have a different take. Now, according to Director Gabbard, not only did
I got to go, Otter.
DNI Clapper and others include the Steele dossier in his assessment, the overwhelming senior intel officials warned them it was fabricated. Was he saying something different on NBC? Then there's the claim the assessment was an independent intelligence community product, produced only with apolitical analysis. Really? Tulsi Gabbard pouring cold water on that, saying this: Obama ordered the intel community to create an intelligence community assessment they knew was false, promoting a contrived narrative. So, would any criminal charges come from this?
I believe that any of this new information implicates former President Obama in criminal behavior.
I've referred and will continue to refer all of these documents to the Department of Justice and the FBI to investigate the criminal implications of this. The evidence, correct. The evidence that we have found and that we have released directly point to President Obama leading the manufacturing of this intelligence assessment.
So, here to unpack all of this, investigative journalist Matt Taibbi. Matt, what's your takeaway from what we know so far, and more paperwork is coming?
Well, the big thing is that what Tulsi just said in that press conference is very significant, because the big mystery behind the story that's remaining is what kind of case are they trying to build. We've been told that it's a conspiracy case, but we don't know conspiracy to do what.
I'm not in the live stream, so yeah, I'll see y'all later. Bye.